Hello guys, so just an update on the square pot bog that I made at the beginning of the year. So as you probably know in a couple of the other videos that I mentioned, that these plants got absolutely obliterated by birds and then got battered by aphids as well. So these have not had the best start to life, but we'll have a look anyway. So just a quick look through. So the Sarracenia God's Gift, it's really not very impressive. Maybe it's just sort of acclimatising to a new surrounding. But yeah, really small picture, very uninspiring. But life in it. Then we'll see how that does over time. But so far, yeah, quite uninspiring. The great white shark's not doing too bad though. Some funky traps came up. Dying one there. Some funky traps came up after it got attacked by the birds. Also getting attacked by the aphids as well, so that got absolutely battered. But some of the traps that came up afterwards were really weird looking, which were quite funky, quite cool to see. My camera's been an absolute nightmare at focusing, sorry. But yeah, not doing too bad though. Sending loads of traps up, doing really well in the garden. Little one here, the Oreophylla. I thought that was dead actually when I put that in. I didn't think that was going to actually do anything. The mountain picture, two very uninspiring pictures, but again another one I think just sort of acclimatising to its surroundings. Probably take a season to get used to being outside. Don't think these have ever been grown outside. Probably come from southern growers, where they've been grown under glass or even inside. I don't know how they do it. Well, probably a little bit shocked, but it's all an experiment, isn't it? So good to see. A little Utricula reniformis there. I took a big clump off one of my more mature plants, and it had a couple of little leaves on it. So I thought, you know what? We're going to experiment. I'm going to stick it in the garden, see what it does. If that starts producing some beautiful big kidney-shaped leaves, that'll be absolutely amazing. But we'll see. It's been there about 3 weeks, and it's actually put up another leaf. That one underneath it only had one leaf, so it's put another leaf up, so it ain't doing too bad. And we are due some really nice hot weather, so it might enjoy it. Hybrida, Drosera hybrida, which I think is a hybrid of Filiformis and Intermedia. Temperate, obviously. Temperate hybrid, quite funky, quite small, it's like a small compact Filiformis. Only put that in last week, so it's a little bit rough. It didn't travel very well. That one and that one over there. I got them at Gardener's World, and my colleague tried to grab a can of pop from behind it and pulled the whole bag everywhere, so they got battered out of the pot. So they had a bit of a rough ride until I got them home. I couldn't really sort them out. But they'll do alright, they'll recover in the garden, they'll be fine. Piranha, red piranha, again that one got battered by the birds. It actually got uprooted, pulled out, thrown across the garden. Stuck it back, set it back in, growing happily. Just put up a couple of pictures. That actually caught something that was open yesterday, so it's got something in its mouth. Intermedia, I want to say. I think that's Intermedia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Intermedia. Yeah, Drosera Intermedia. Going really well in this one, next to the Pinweek the Spy. That's the better one. So that's the one that actually doesn't seem to be doing too bad. But that was the mother plant. So, well, I'll say the mother plant. That was the bigger plant. And the one over there doesn't seem to be doing too great, but it's still quite small. And the one that's in there doesn't know. You can kind of there in the middle. It's green. It's growing, but it's not thriving. To say that it's a temperate, but we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see. It's all an experiment. That's a green wizard, another one that got recently uprooted and pulled across the garden. Probably birds looking for roots. But that one seems to have recovered quite well. A little bit of a slow grower, green wizard, but I don't think it's a fast grower anyway. It's a little bit useless at catching things, but it's a funky looking plant. Quite small, quite rosetted, dainty. We'll see how it does. Tres red, really nice plant. Yeah, can't really say anything about it. Another one got battered. Birds had a go at it, aphids had a go at it, but it's doing alright. No serious long-term damage done. That's the hybrid I mentioned before. The Angelica there, that's flowered. Nice little flower coming up on it. Some of them have opened already. Possibly get some seed, because I think that one or that one over there flowered recently. So potentially Oh, I won't hold my breath on that, but I'm not too sure whether they sell seeds or pollinate. I changed this plant. Originally, this plant was a DCXL, but I don't know what happened to it. Some sort of parasite got on it, and it started to shrivel up. It started to do really bad. Something started to batter it, and it wasn't really doing very well. So I took it out. This is now Vitiligo, Venus flytrap Vitiligo, doing really well. I mean, some big traps on there. They weren't that big when I put them in. This plant has thrived outside. A little bit of bird damage there, a little bit of damage there. Just where things pick at them, looking for food, probably looking for the bugs that they've caught and stuff like that for an easy meal. But yeah, that one's doing really well. Got loads of little plantlets coming up off it. Beast plant. Cephalotus flicularis. That was another one. To say that plant was the species is very sensitive to root disturbance. That got pulled out, got through across the garden by a blackbird. I think I found it over there somewhere. Picked it up, put it back in. Stressed out for ages. That trap completely shut, never opened again. That there is a new trap. That one's a new trap. That one's an old one but reopened. That one never reopened. That one's open. Feel it there. See, it's open. That one's a new trap at the back. It's doing really well to say that it's outdoors, and it was a big plant. Now I've got the little one over there. That one come up from a leaf pulling. This was a mature plant when it went in, so I thought that with it being quite large and being, excuse me. Sorry, lost my breath there. Yeah, to say that it was a large plant, I thought that it was going to get sort of damaged beyond repair, but all them new leaves came up, sat in, it recovered, it's doing alright, so I'm happy with it. Yeah, nothing really much to say on this bog pot. It's doing really well. You can see the traps are doing really well. The traps are doing better than the Sarracenia, but I wasn't expecting the Sarracenia to do so well so quick. I think they're going to take probably a season, maybe even 2 seasons to get to sort of like beast mode. I mean, I know that I've had really big trumpets off that before, pictures. But when I took it out and stuck it in there, it was very slow to recover. A lot of the roots did get damaged. I took a cutting off it to pot up and get another plant, which has started to grow. I'll have a look at them in the next video. But it was a little bit slow to recover after having that trauma and being repotted outside. But I'll get used to it and it'll be alright. It is a Leucophylla hybrid, God's gift. I'm not too sure on its parentage, but Leucophyllas do sort of put up their better traps late summer, autumn time when the moon's high. That's why the white topped, so the moon reflects the white top to attract insects. That's why they've developed that white top to them over their evolution. But yeah, my little savage garden. Thanks guys, see you next time.